My beloved child, stop whatever you are doing. Do not scroll past this moment, for I have reached across the vastness of eternity to find you right where you are. This is not a coincidence, nor is it a random encounter with an algorithm. I have moved heaven and earth, shifted the stars in their courses, and silenced the whispers of the enemy just to bring you to this specific message at this exact second. You have been running, searching, and crying out for a sign, and I am here to tell you that your search ends now. I have summoned you to this divine appointment because your clock was mere seconds away from striking midnight. You felt it in your spirit, didn't you? That heavy, suffocating sense of urgency, that feeling that if something doesn't change right now, you might finally break. I am here to tell you that the breaking point was never meant to destroy you. It was the signal for my intervention. I have heard the silent screams of your soul that no human ear could detect. I have watched you navigate through the thickest darkness, wondering if the sun would ever rise again on your life. Your strength has been depleted, your hope has been flickering like a candle in a storm, and you have reached the very edge of your endurance. But listen to my voice. The countdown of your suffering has reached 0. The period of your isolation and your struggle is being terminated by my sovereign command. Within the next 3 minutes, I am going to reveal to you exactly why you felt like time was running out, and I will show you the magnificent glory that is about to break forth at your dawn. You were not forgotten. You are being hidden for a purpose so great that the world is not yet ready for it. But the time for hiding is over. The gates of your destiny are swinging open, and I am inviting you to step through them with me. Before I reveal the magnitude of the blessing that is currently manifesting in your life, I need you to acknowledge my presence and the authority of this word. This is your moment to signal to the heavens that you are listening. Like this video right now and subscribe to this channel to join my family of the chosen ones. By doing this, you are not just interacting with a screen. You are planting a seed of faith in the fertile soil of my kingdom. You are signaling to the spiritual realm that you recognize my voice and that you are ready to receive the miracles I have prepared for you. Do not let this opportunity pass you by, for this is the first step in claiming the restoration that is rightfully yours. Type "I am here, Lord" or 7007 in the comments right now to open the gates of heaven over your life. This is your act of faith, your declaration that you are no longer a victim of circumstance, but a child of the Most High God, ready to receive your inheritance. The urgency you feel is not a warning of disaster, but a herald of my arrival. For a long time, you have felt like you were falling behind, watching others move forward while you remained stuck in the same cycle of pain and lack. You thought the clock was ticking against you, that your dreams were expiring, and that it was becoming too late for you to see my promises fulfilled. But I am the master of time, and I am telling you that I am about to compress years of progress into a single moment of favor. What took others decades to achieve, I will bring to pass for you in a season of suddenly. Your midnight cry has been heard, and the answer is already on its way. Stay with me, for the revelation I am about to give you will shatter every chain of delay that has held you back. The shift has begun, and your life will never be the same after this encounter. My precious one, take a deep breath and let the stillness of my presence wash over you. I know the weight you carry when the lights go out and the world falls silent. I have been there in the corners of your room, watching the ceiling with you as your mind raced through 1,000 what-ifs. I have seen the way you hold your breath, trying to keep the tears from falling because you feel you have to be strong for everyone else. I have witnessed those moments when you felt so utterly alone that the silence itself felt like an enemy mocking your prayers and whispering that I was nowhere to be found. But I want you to know something: I have never been closer to you. Then in those moments of absolute brokenness, every silent tear that tracked down your face was caught in my hand. Every heavy sigh that escaped your lips was a prayer that reached my throne. I saw you when you fell to your knees behind closed doors, exhausted from fighting battles that no one else even knew existed. I saw the way you forced a smile today, even though your heart was trembling with anxiety about tomorrow. You have fought a silent battle against despair, against the feeling of being invisible, and against the crushing weight of expectations that you were never meant to carry. People see your face, but I see your soul. They see your accomplishments or your failures, but I see the scars of a warrior who has refused to give up, despite the overwhelming odds. You have been wounded in the secret places of your heart by words spoken in anger and by the coldness of those who should have loved you best. I have seen the betrayal that left you gasping for air, and I have seen the loneliness that has become your constant companion. I want you to hallow this space right now. Close your eyes for a second and feel the warmth of my love surrounding you. I am not a distant God watching from a cold throne. I am the Father who sits on the edge of your bed while you weep. I am the comforter who whispers peace when the storm in your mind refuses to subside. You have been carrying a heavy load, trying to figure out how to fix your finances, how to mend your family, and how to heal your own broken spirit. But the battle is not yours to fight alone anymore. I am stepping into the center of your room, into the center of your crisis, and I am taking over the reins. The exhaustion you feel is the signal that your self-reliance has reached its limit, and that is exactly where my grace begins to overflow. You have been tested in the fire of solitude, and you have remained faithful even when you felt like you were crumbling. Do not mistake my silence for absence. In the quietest hours of your night, I was working behind the scenes, rearranging the pieces of your life to form a beautiful mosaic. The enemy told you that you were being buried, but I was actually planting you. He told you that you were being forgotten, but I was actually refining you for a glory you cannot yet conceive. This silent battle is coming to an end. The walls that have hemmed you in are beginning to crack, and the light of a new day is already beginning to seep through. Rest now, my child, for I am your shield and your very great reward. The victory has already been won in the spirit. You are simply waiting for the manifestation to reach your physical world. My child, I have felt the stinging cold of every promise that was made to you and then shattered. I have watched as you built your hopes on the words of people who spoke of loyalty but delivered only betrayal. I know the hollow ache in your chest when those you trusted most turned their backs or simply walked away when the season grew dark. You have been let down by those you leaned on, and you have watched as the pillars of your world crumbled one by one. You have asked me, Father, why did they leave? Why did the door close when they promised it would stay open? I want you to understand that I saw every handshake, heard every whispered vow, and I also saw the hearts that were not aligned with my purpose for you. The weight of these broken promises has left you cynical and weary. It has made you hesitant to dream again, afraid that if you reach out the hand you find will only be another mirage. You have felt the bitterness of being overlooked for a promotion you deserved, the pain of a love that turned into a lesson, and the frustration of waiting for a breakthrough that others seem to receive so effortlessly. You feel as though you have been standing in a desert of disappointment, surrounded by the skeletons of dreams that never took flight. But hear me now, man may fail you and the systems of this world may collapse, but I am the God who remains. My promises are not like the shifting sands of human emotion. They are the bedrock of the universe. I have allowed certain people to walk away and certain doors to be slammed shut because they were obstacles to the greatness I am birthing in you. If I had let them stay, they would have stifled your growth or claimed credit for the miracle I am about to perform. Their exit was my protection. Their silence was my pruning. You were looking at the rejection, but I was looking at the redirection. You felt the pain of the loss, but I was clearing the space for a gain that will far exceed anything you have ever known. Do not weep over the ghosts of what used to be, for I am doing a new thing. I am the God who restores the years that were eaten by the locusts of betrayal and the drought of disappointment. I am now asking you to release the debt of those who failed you. Let go of the resentment that has become a heavy chain around your neck. You cannot walk into the palace of your future while carrying the rubble of your past. I have seen your faithfulness despite the lack of support from others. I have seen how you continued to give even when you were empty, and how you continued to pray even when your own prayers seemed to bounce off the ceiling. Your reward is not coming from the hands of men. It is coming directly from the storehouses of heaven. I am your provider, your defender, and your vindicator. Every promise I have whispered to your spirit will be fulfilled, for I am not a man that I should lie. The weight is being lifted and the path is being cleared for a promise that will never be broken. My chosen one, I have watched you walk through crowded rooms and still feel like an outsider. I have seen you sit at family tables and realize that while you share the same blood, you do not share the same spirit. You have often wondered why you feel like a stranger even among those who are supposed to know you best. You have asked me why it is so difficult for others to understand your heart, your visions, and the fire that burns deep within your soul. I want you to know that this isolation was not a mistake, nor was it a punishment. It was a divine separation. I have set you apart because I have a calling on your life that requires a different frequency, a different focus, and a different level of intimacy with me. You have felt the sting of being labeled too much or too different. You have felt the loneliness of having dreams that others mocked and carrying burdens that others could not perceive. This strangeness you feel is the mark of my hand upon you. I have pulled you out of the mold of the world so that I could shape you into a vessel of honor. When you were excluded, I was protecting your spirit from being polluted by the mindsets of those who are content with the status quo. When you were ignored, I was teaching you to find your validation in my voice alone. You are a royal priesthood, a peculiar treasure, and your path was never meant to look like everyone else's. The solitude you have endured has been a training ground. In the quiet of your isolation, I have been building your character and strengthening your roots. A tree that stands alone in a field must grow deeper roots to survive the wind than a tree in a dense forest. Because you have stood alone, you have become stronger than you realize. You have learned to hear my whisper over the roar of the crowd. You have learned that I am enough. This season of being misunderstood is coming to a close, but the lessons of the wilderness will serve as your foundation in the season of manifestation. You are not lonely. You are being prepared. You are not rejected. You are being reserved for a specific purpose that only you can fulfill. I am bringing you into a community of like-minded souls. But first, I had to ensure that you would not lose your identity in the crowd. I had to make sure that your primary connection was with me. Do not be ashamed of your journey or the scars of your solitude. Those who have walked through the darkest valleys are the ones who can lead others to the light. You have been chosen for such a time as this, and the very things that made you feel like an outcast will soon be the very things that make you a leader. Your isolation is the evidence of your elevation. Hold your head high. My precious one, for you are exactly where I need you to be, and I am with you always, even to the end of the age. My beloved, have you ever felt as though you were running a race where the wind was always against you? Have you ever reached for a handle, certain that the door was about to open, only to feel an unseen force pull it shut? At the very last second, I have seen your confusion. I have heard you ask why, despite your hard work, your prayers, and your pure intentions, you seem to hit a wall of glass, invisible but impenetrable. You see others with less integrity sailing past you while you remain tethered to the same spot, struggling against a resistance you cannot name. I am here to pull back the curtain and show you what has been happening in the unseen realms. You have not been fighting against flesh and blood, but against spiritual blockages designed to weary your soul and steal your momentum. There are forces that fear the light you carry. Because you are a chosen one, your very existence is a threat to the darkness. The enemy does not attack those who are no threat. He attacks those who carry the seeds of a revolution. These invisible blockages, the sudden delays, the strange technical failures, the unexplained atmosphere of heaviness in your home are not accidents. They were calculated attempts to make you give up just before your breakthrough. I have seen how you blamed yourself, thinking you lacked talent or that you had somehow lost my favor. But I tell you today, the resistance you have faced is the greatest proof of the magnitude of your destiny. The higher the calling, the stronger the friction. But listen to my decree, the siege is over. I am the Lord of hosts, and I have dispatched my heavenly armies to dismantle the structures that have been built against you. Every curse spoken in secret, every chain of generational stagnation, and every wall of delay is being demolished by the fire of my presence. You have been like a river blocked by debris, but I am sending a flood of my spirit to sweep away every obstacle. What felt like a permanent barrier was only a temporary test of your persistence. I allowed you to feel the pressure so that you would learn to rely not on your own strength, but on my power. The invisible walls are falling, and the path that was once blocked is now being paved with my favor. I am clearing the atmosphere around your life. You will soon notice a lightness in your spirit that you haven't felt in years. The fog that has clouded your decision-making is lifting. The people who were subconsciously used to block your progress are being moved out of your way. I am releasing a divine acceleration into your circumstances. Where there was friction, there will now be flow. Where there was a no, there will now be an undeniable yes. You are stepping out of the shadows of obstruction and into the sunlight of my sovereignty. Do not fear the shadows of the past, for the light that is within you is greater than any darkness that tried to surround you. The way is open. Step forward. My precious child, do not be surprised by the fiery ordeal that has been consuming your life. I know it feels as though you are being burned, but I want you to look closer. I am the great refiner, and I have been sitting over the furnace of your life with the most delicate care. When a silversmith refines silver, he does not leave it in the heat to destroy it. He keeps it there until he can see his own reflection in the molten metal. That is what I have been doing with you. The heat you have felt, the intense pressure, the loss, the stripping away of your comforts was not designed to consume you. It was designed to consume the dross. It was meant to burn away the pride, the fear, and the dependencies that would have caused you to fail at the next level of your destiny. You have cried out for relief, wondering why I would allow my chosen one to suffer such intense heat. But I tell you, gold cannot be shaped while it is cold and hard. It must be softened in the fire to become a vessel of honor. The you that entered this fire is not the same you that is coming out. You are becoming pure, resilient, and unshakable. In the fire, you learned that you didn't need the things you thought you couldn't live without. You learned that my grace is sufficient, and that my strength is made perfect in your weakness. Every trial was a strike of the hammer, shaping you into the image of my Son. You are not breaking. You are being forged. You are not falling apart. You are falling into place. If you believe that I am currently refining you for something greater than you can imagine, do not stay silent. This is a pivotal moment in your spiritual journey. Like this video and subscribe to this channel right now to join this global family of believers who are also walking through their own refinement. By doing this, you are telling the heavens that you trust the refiner's hand. You are declaring that you are ready to move from the fire to the throne. Your like and subscription are acts of agreement with my divine process. Do not let the enemy convince you that you are alone in this furnace. I am right here in the fire with you, and not a hair on your head shall be singed. I am preparing you to handle the weight of the blessing that is coming. A small vessel cannot hold a massive outpouring, and a weak character cannot sustain a great platform. I am expanding your capacity. I am strengthening your spiritual muscles. The very difficulties you are solving today are the training exercises for the kingdoms you will manage tomorrow. I know it is painful, but the pain is producing an eternal weight of glory. When you finally emerge from this hidden season of the furnace, you will shine with a brilliance that will draw the world to my light. The fire is almost over and the masterpiece is almost complete. Trust my timing, for I know exactly when to pull you out. My beloved, you have felt the walls closing in. You have looked at the calendar and the clock with a sense of dread, feeling that the window for your happiness, your success, and your restoration was rapidly slamming shut. You felt that time was running out because in your earthly realm the resources were dwindling and the opportunities seemed to be vanishing. But I want to let you in on a divine secret. You felt that urgency because a massive spiritual cycle is coming to an end. The reason you felt like you were at the end of your rope is that the old version of your life has reached its expiration date. I had to let the clock run down to the final second so that when I moved, there will be no doubt that it was my hand and not human effort that saved you. Time was running out for your old self, for your old struggles, and for the limitations that have defined you for years. I allowed the pressure to mount until it became unbearable because I was preparing you for a quantum leap. If I had intervened when you still had a little bit of strength left, you would have tried to fix it yourself. But now, at the midnight hour, you are finally ready to let go and let me. The urgency you feel is the labor pains of your new destiny. You aren't running out of time. You are running out of the old to make room for the new. The countdown you heard in your spirit was the sound of the old gates locking behind you so that you can never go back to the land of not enough. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. I exist outside of linear time, and I am telling you that I am about to redeem every second you think you have lost. You worry that you are behind in life, that your peers have surpassed you, and that you have wasted years in the wilderness. But in my kingdom, the last shall be first. I am about to apply a divine acceleration to your life that will make the last 10 years of struggle look like a mere shadow compared to the next 10 days of favor. I am collapsing time. I am bringing the harvest and the seed time together. The reason it had to get this close to the deadline is that I am about to perform a miracle so sudden and so complete that it will leave you breathless. Your celestial seal is being opened right now. The heavenly decree for your life has reached its appointed time. You felt the time running out because the set time to favor you has arrived. It is like a fruit that has reached its peak ripeness. If it stays on the tree a moment longer, it will spoil. You are at that peak. Every tear, every prayer, and every moment of patient endurance has accumulated into a mountain of blessing that is now ready to cascade into your reality. Do not panic at the ticking clock. The clock is not your master, I am. And I have stopped the sun and the moon before for my people, and I will stop time itself to ensure that you do not miss your destiny. My precious child, listen closely, for the atmosphere around you is already changing. I am announcing a divine shift that will begin to manifest within the next 24 hours. You have spent so long in a season of not yet, but I am declaring that your season of now has arrived. This is not a vague promise for a distant future. This is a ripple starting in the spiritual realm that will touch your physical world before the next sun sets. You will begin to see small, unusual signs, a phone call you didn't expect, an email that changes everything, or a sudden peace that surpasses all understanding. These are not coincidences. They are the fingerprints of my grace signaling that the tide has turned in your favor. The shift I am bringing is a realignment of your circumstances to match the desires I have placed in your heart. In the coming hours, I am moving people out of positions they used to block you, and I am prompting strangers to think of you with favor. You will find that problems which seemed like mountains yesterday will begin to look like pebbles today. I am giving you a divine green light. Where there was hesitation, there will now be clarity. Where there was lack, there will be the first drops of an incoming flood of provision. Pay attention to the random thoughts and nudges you receive, for I am guiding your steps into a new rhythm of success. I want you to prepare your heart to receive this shift. Do not allow doubt to steal the seed of this prophecy. If you believe that I am moving on your behalf right now, do not stay silent. Type "I believe" or 1111 in the comments to align your spirit with this 24-hour miracle. This is your moment to come into agreement with heaven. When you declare your faith, you create a portal for my power to flow into your specific situation. This shift is yours, but you must reach out and claim it with your words and your belief. The clock is ticking, but this time it is ticking toward your victory. I am shifting your identity from a seeker to a receiver. For too long you have been chasing after blessings, but in this new shift, blessings will begin to chase you. You will find yourself at the right place at the right time, meeting the right people with the right resources. This is the beginning of the suddenly season. By this time tomorrow, you will have a testimony that my word does not return void. I am the God of the breakthrough, and your breakthrough is no longer on the horizon, it is at your very door. Prepare yourself, my beloved, for the shift is here. My beloved child, look back at the years you feel were stolen from you. I have counted every day that the locusts of sickness, debt, and heartbreak spent devouring your joy. I have seen the seasons where it felt like you were pouring your life's blood into a leaking vessel, only to watch your efforts dry up and blow away in the wind. You have mourned the lost years, the time spent in a toxic relationship that went nowhere, the years wasted in a job that didn't appreciate you, and the moments stolen by depression and grief. You think that time is gone forever, but I am the God who stands outside of time, and I am here to tell you that I am bringing a holy restoration that will defy all human logic. I am not just going to give you a new blessing. I am going to compensate you for the old losses. I am going to restore to you the years that the swarming locust has eaten. Think of your life as a vineyard that was once scorched by fire and stripped bare by pests. To the world it looks like a wasteland, but I am pouring my divine rain upon your soil. I am bringing a harvest so thick and so rapid that the reaper will overtake the plowman. I will give you back the health you thought was gone, the passion you thought had died, and the financial security that slipped through your fingers. When I restore, I do not just return what was taken, I return it with a divine interest. The enemy thought he had succeeded in bankrupting your spirit, but he didn't realize that he was only creating a vacuum for my abundance to fill. Because you have suffered with such grace and remained faithful through the drought, I am moving to vindicate you in the sight of your enemies. Those who watched you struggle will now watch you soar. Those who mocked your lack will soon marvel at your overflow. This restoration is not a slow process. It is a supernatural reversal. I am reaching back into your past and pulling the purpose out of your pain. Every scar you carry is being turned into a star of honor. I am restoring the relationships that were meant to be part of your destiny, but were severed by misunderstanding or pride. I am restoring the dreams you buried because you thought you were too old or too tired to see them happen. It is never too late for a miracle when I am the one writing the story. The locust season is officially over in your life. The ground is soft, the seeds are sprouting, and the fruit of your endurance is about to taste sweeter than you ever imagined. Get ready, for the restoration of your life is not a distant hope, it is your current reality. My precious child, I want you to lift your eyes from your bank statements and your unpaid bills, for I am opening the windows of heaven over your life. For too long you have lived in a state of just enough or not enough, surviving on crumbs while I have been preparing a banquet for you. I have seen the stress that keeps you awake at night, the mental calculations you do every time you walk into a store, and the heavy spirit of lack that has tried to convince you that poverty is your portion. But I am the owner of the cattle on 1,000 hills, and the silver and gold are mine. Today I am declaring that the spiritual storehouses containing your provision have been unlocked. This is not just about survival. It is about the abundance required to fulfill the mission I have given you. I am releasing a flood of sudden provision that will wash away the years of debt and struggle. You will receive ideas that produce wealth connections that open doors to prosperity and unexpected resources from places you never even considered. Money will no longer be a source of anxiety for you, but a tool for my kingdom. I am breaking the curse of poverty that has plagued your bloodline for generations. You are the one I have chosen to break the cycle. You will not only have enough to meet your own needs, but you will have so much left over that you will be a fountain of blessing to others. The drought is officially broken, and the sound of an abundance of rain is echoing in the halls of heaven. If you believe that I am opening the storehouses of heaven for you right now, do not stay silent. This is a moment of divine agreement. Like this video and subscribe to this channel to join the family of those who walk in my favor. By doing this, you are telling the universe that you no longer identify with lack, but with the boundless riches of my grace. Your like is an act of faith that signals you are ready to manage the wealth I am about to entrust to you. Subscribe to stay connected to this flow of divine guidance, for as you grow in spirit, your capacity to hold my blessings will only increase. Do not be afraid of the magnitude of what I am about to do. Real blessings are heavy, and I have spent the last season strengthening your shoulders so you can carry them with humility and wisdom. I am not giving you this wealth so you can hide it. I am giving it to you so you can be a light in a dark world. You will see debt cancellation settlements in your favor and promotions that seem impossible. When the world asks how you did it, you will tell them that I am the God who opens doors that no man can shut. Your days of begging and borrowing are over. Your days of reigning and giving have begun. My chosen one, I am stripping away the old labels that the world has tried to pin on your soul. For years you have identified as the struggling one, the rejected one, or the one who always misses out. You have walked with a spirit of heaviness, seeing yourself through the lens of your past failures and the opinions of those who never truly saw your worth. But today I am performing a divine surgery on your identity. I am removing the heart of stone that was hardened by disappointment and giving you a heart of flesh pulsing with my royal blood. You are no longer a beggar at the gates of my kingdom. You are a co-heir, a child of the King, seated with me in heavenly places. I am breathing into you a new level of spiritual authority. Do you not realize that your words carry the weight of my spirit? When you speak, the atmosphere changes. When you declare my promises, the enemy trembles. You have been waiting for me to move, but I am waiting for you to realize that I have given you the keys to the kingdom. I have put my word in your mouth as a sword. You no longer have to ask for permission to be blessed. You must simply step into the authority I have already granted you. From this moment on, when you speak peace, the storm must be still. When you declare healing, the sickness must flee. You are moving from a victim mentality to a victor's reality. This new identity requires a new way of walking. You must hold your head high, not in pride, but in the holy confidence that I am backing you. I have anointed you for greatness, and that anointing is now becoming visible to the world. You will find that people will treat you differently because the favor of God is resting on your life like a cloak. You are becoming a leader where you were once a follower. You are becoming the head and not the tail. The hidden season has served its purpose in forging your character. Now the revealing season has begun. I have marked you as my own, and no weapon formed against you shall prosper. I am activating the dormant gifts within you. The creativity, the wisdom, and the discernment that you thought were lost are being ignited by my fire. You are an ambassador of heaven on earth. As you embrace this new identity, you will see that the limitations that once held you back are dissolving. You are not who they said you were. You are who I say you are. And I say you are forgiven. I say you are strong. I say you are more than a conqueror through him who loves you. Walk in this authority, my child, for the world is waiting for the manifestation of the true you. My precious child, we have reached the threshold of your new life. Can you feel the shift in the atmosphere around you? The old world is fading and the new era of your destiny is manifesting right now. This is the moment where the words of my mouth become the reality of your life. I have watched you endure, I have watched you pray, and now I am moving to seal every promise I have whispered to you throughout this journey. This is not just a prayer, it is a divine activation. As you listen to these words, the chains that have bound your family for generations are shattering. The walls of lack are crumbling. The spirit of heaviness is being replaced by a garment of praise. I am marking this moment in your timeline as the day the sun never sets on your favor. I want you to join me in this covenant of faith. Repeat these words in your heart or out loud. I receive my divine timing. I claim my restoration. I step into my authority as a child of the Most High God. The struggle is over and my miracle starts now. By saying this, you are locking in the blessing. You are signaling to the north, the south, the east, and the west that your inheritance must be released. I have already dispatched angels to clear the path for your promotion, to prepare the hearts of those who will bless you, and to guard your household from every shadow of the enemy. The seal of my blood is upon your doorpost, and no plague of worry or lack shall enter your dwelling ever again. Before we conclude this divine encounter, I ask you to perform one final act of faith to seal this prophecy forever. Type Amen or "It is done" in the comments right now. By doing so, you are putting a spiritual signature on this decree, ensuring that the enemy cannot steal what has been planted in your soul today. Share this message with 3 people who are currently in their own midnight hour. As you become a vessel of hope for them, I will overflow your own cup with even more abundance. Be the light that leads others to me, and watch how I honor your sacrifice. Do not leave this sacred space without ensuring you are part of this spiritual family. Like this video and subscribe to this channel one last time to signal your permanent agreement with heaven. This is your lifeline to daily guidance and the strength you need to maintain your breakthrough. I have closed the book on your pain and opened the book on your glory. Go forth now with your head held high, for I have gone before you to make the crooked places straight. The time was running out, but I have given you a brand new beginning. It is finished, it is settled. You are blessed beyond measure.